Hey everybody. I went to Berklee College of Music in 95 to 97, and I wanted to give you my one major takeaway from that time there. I mean, people when they hear I went to Berklee, they kind of get all googly eyed and they're like, "Whoa, Berklee," and especially for the musicians, all these famous people have gone there. It's prestigious and everything. Well, so yeah, I mean, my one major takeaway was it wasn't the teachers, not necessarily, or anything else. It was the culture. It was being in a big group of awesome musicians. Many of them, a lot of them, were a lot better than me, but they were the same age as me, and that was big. So let me just give you a little more context. I mean, I went there right out of high school. I was a standout musician, played tenor sax, standout musician in my high school. People knew me as the guy who was really good. He was going to go on to be a musician, And sorry, I got a cough. And so yeah, I mean, I went straight out of high school. I couldn't wait to get out of my hometown and get going. And when I got there, even from the first days I was there, I went down to the practice rooms in the basement of our dorm, and I was kind of blown away, because I would go down there and practice for an hour, and I go back up and do my homework or whatever, and come back down like later, 3 hours later, and I'd see the same people, or maybe one or two of the people that were there when I practiced 3 hours before. I would see them still in the practice room, and I was quickly realizing, just through experience, that these people work a lot harder at their developing their skill than I do. And this stuff does not come by, if you want to make massive growth and change, you have to work super hard. And so I started to practice like 3 hours a day, like just like that, going from like an hour a day to 3 hours a day. And I cut my lip, and so I had to lay off a little bit, but I got around it. But man, I tell you, I got better fast. And you may even practice 3 hours a day for a few weeks. That's a lot of time, a lot more time than I was doing already. And so, it all goes together. It was just being around those other people. And I started, I would have private lessons. That was probably my other big one, was that I was having private lessons with these guys who were name players in the jazz world, and so they were holding me to a whole other different standard than what I had experienced before. I had some okay teachers, but these guys they meant business, and so it kicked my butt. And so yeah, I came home for Christmas after that first semester, and I was noticeably different. Like, my parents noticed it when I would practice, my friends noticed it, and I noticed it, and it was awesome. I was like, this is fantastic. But it wasn't rocket science. All I did was I spent more time, and I wasn't even practicing perfectly. I mean, like, I probably could have had a better practice routine and everything, and I didn't even do as awesome as I could have. But I was struggling in some of the classes. Maybe not the first semester, but like second or third, I struggled in some classes and stuff. It was harder than it was in high school. And so I've always said, people come up to me every now and again when they hear I went to Berklee, and they say, "Oh man, it's been a dream of mine to go there." And I've heard so many people say that, and I'm just like, dude. But a lot of times their excuse is, I can't afford it, I don't want to do that. And I would actually say, yeah, it's probably wise to not pay so much money unless you can really afford it and stuff. Especially as a musician, it's really hard to pay off these loans, especially if you get loans to go. So it's a whole other story. But I've encouraged many people, I don't think anyone's taken me up on it, but I've encouraged people to just say, okay, take a few weeks, go hang out there. Maybe if you have a friend who goes there, or maybe make a connection or something and hang out with them, stay with them, and you could even go move to Boston, goodness. Or this applies to any other music school too. I mean, go there hang out on campus all the time as much as possible. Hang out with these people, make relationships, hang out. They're just normal people, and you can go to classes. I mean, I did it after I was living in Boston after I wasn't a student there. I mean, I was an alumni, so it was kind of different, but I would go to classes that I thought would be interesting and I thought could get something out of. I should have gone to more, but I'd find out what classes my friends were in and I'd just go with them, and it's no big deal. I mean, as long as you're not like going to every single class. I mean, a lot of the teachers are just cool. They're just like, oh, you're your friends here? Okay, whatever. And at least that's what it was back then. At least you can go, you could get a ton out of that, and that's free. I mean, it just costs flight to Boston and some, food and maybe paying your friend to sleep on his couch or something. But dude, the key is getting around successful people in anything in life. Anything you want to get better at, get around someone who's doing better than you, especially if they're your same age. It's really awesome to see somebody or who's your younger or your same age, because you can say, wow, gosh, if they could do it, I could do it. It's like we've had the same amount of time to do this, and it's really inspiring. And so, that's what I'm doing now with internet marketing. It's a skill that I really want to develop, and it's a skill that I believe will give me time freedom to be able to play music more than I have been lately, and other passions that I have. I mean, this is something you can do anywhere, anytime, and it's flexible, and you're master of your own life with it, and you can do it from anywhere. You can do it from on the road as a musician or whatever. And so anyway, I'm pursuing the craft of internet marketing, and I'm getting around people who are doing it, people who are successful at it, and it is making all the difference. And I know that going to like live events is going to be huge. I've heard so many people say that was like the key to their breakthrough, was going to live events where other awesomely successful internet marketers. I mean, these are people making 30 grand a month. Insane stuff. And so that is something, I tell you, anybody can get good at what they want to get good at, as long as they are physically capable and mentally capable of doing it. Anybody can do it. You just have to put in consistent time, consistent action over time. And get around other people. If you can't go to an event, if you can't go out to Berklee, go to meetup.org. Go to, find other people, or is it meetup.com? Find other people who are doing what you're doing, and hopefully finding people that are better than you at it. And you'd be surprised how generous people are. They'll offer you tips, they'll offer you help, advice, and be cool and do them. Do one good for them in return, in whatever way you can, if it's money or if it's a favor or whatever. So anyway, that's what I have to say. If you have any questions about Berklee or whatever, it was a pretty cool experience. I definitely have some opinions about things there. But anyway, cool. Catch you later.